Hi everyone, this is Cheryl. Welcome to Porch Talk. First of all, I just wanted to say that I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. As you can tell, I didn't put any videos out because I was having fun. But yeah, so I just hope that everybody had a safe holiday and yeah, everybody enjoyed themselves. It was a beautiful day. I went down on my dock and I saw all of the shows. So where I live, you can see Fernandina, St. Mary's, several beaches that shoot off the fireworks. Because I live on a marsh, so but it's facing the ocean, so you can see all the fireworks going off. It was very cool. Didn't have to leave my house. It was lovely. I went to a nice little barbecue. A couple days later, but I was in a parade, got to throw candy out to the kids and wave and wish everybody a happy 4th. So that was really, really fun. So hot though. Oh boy. Very, very hot. But I hope everybody had a great holiday. So I don't really have a top plan, so I'm just going to go for it like I always do. You know me. I wanted to talk about presents. I'm sorry, my little bow's trying to fall off. About presents. I heard a talk this morning about that, about how people are always searching for something better. And because they're not present in the moment and they're not seeing the things that are around them that, like the birds and the flowers and the river and the things that are right here in front of us all the time, that we're always searching out there for something that's gonna fill something in our souls, I guess, as you could say. And this is a lesson that I have learned. You don't have to have a lot to be present and to, enjoy life. But keeping your eyes open for what you have right in front of you, I think is a big, big secret. Now, we'll tell you, it is clouding up. It may start raining. If it does, I'll have to dash inside, but I don't plan on doing a long talk today. But I just want to impress on you to take a look around at what's right around you, right at your fingertips. Is it birds? Is it flowers? Is it your dog? Is it, your arts and crafts? I've been making jewelry. I really, really love that, and I'm so grateful for that. Is it your friends? It could be so many things. So, yeah. So be present in the moment, because you can't get moments back. It's important to be happy with what you have in your world and in your circle, and always not being satisfied and always looking out there for something else, something more, because you feel like you don't have what you need. It's operating from a sense of scarcity, and it can be a problem. It can be a problem, because if you operate from from lack, God's not going to give you more. So you need to be appreciative of what you have. So it is indeed starting to rain, but I'm good. I'm safe under the porch. So we're going to do it. We're just going to keep going. So I wanted to show you one of my new necklaces. This is the blue heart, and this has got the Viking weave and the chain that matches. It's really beautiful. I may have to move my chair a little more underneath the porch, because I'm kind of right on the edge. I don't even think this is going to last that long, but this is This is Georgia. We get these little splash and dash. But besides all of that, you know, just having a spirit of gratitude, being in the present moment, can just mean so much. Um, you know, I try to live my life that way every day. Otherwise, why be here? Why? You know, if you always want more than what you got, sure, there's nothing wrong with seeking more, but to always seek more, always want more, and not stop and be grateful for the things that God's blessed you with, I think is a big mistake. So just some advice, just some advice. And so I thought what I would do again, new cards, got lots of these. I thought I would just pull some more and we would just talk about whatever is on the card. This one I love. It says, I know things are working out for the very best. Sometimes it feels, you know, and things are happening that things are going wrong, they're going they're going awry, I guess is what you call it. Things are going haywire, things are, you know, not working out like you expected. But you got to remember, you know, that life is working for you, not against you. So you have to kind of keep your eye open for that and realize that God's going to send things your way, and it's going to, and you've got to try to figure out what the lesson is there, because there's a lesson in everything that we do. So, and God is always sending us those lessons on the daily. They sure are. So, but you got to remember that, you know, things are always working out for your best. And like I said, life is happening for you, not to you. Just, that's something, oh, people need to get that out of their head. And I love this. It says, I can cope with whatever challenges I face. So again, that goes kind of right along with the card, you know, under it. Yes, we're going to be challenged. Yes, life is not going to always be, you know, smooth and easy. Sometimes we're going to have to, you know, experience some things, some challenges, and you know, and accept those challenges, and be able to cope with them, and not do what a lot of people do, and that is use diversionary tactics like drinking and smoking and, you know, other things. You know, use prayer, and use your energy and your mind wisely to cope with issues that come up. And remember, challenges are happening for you, not to you. If you keep seeing the same challenge come up over and over again, open your eyes and look at it, because God is trying to tell you something, okay? So there you go on that one. Boy, these are all about that. All about that. It says, I trust myself to make positive decisions. So this has been a hard one for me, because in the past I have indeed made lots of bad choices. And then you have to deal with the choices, and it just kind of feels like you're working double time to, you know, try to undo what you did. And as I've, if you want to call it matured, maybe have a little more experience, you know, with life, there's still that fear, you know, deep in here. Or the devil or the darkness telling me, oh, you're going to screw up again. You're definitely going to screw this up good. Don't do anything. Just stay in your comfort zone. Because a lot of us don't want to, you know, try new things. You want to stay in your comfort zone because it's easy. And life isn't easy, you know, and growing isn't easy. Challenges are not easy. All the things in life that are worth having are not easy. They're all they're put in front of us as lessons for us to grow and for us to learn. So just remember that. And so as you go along in your journey, you're going to have to learn to trust yourself, even though you have made some maybe horrible mistakes like I have in my judgment. But, as you all know, I took a 5-year hiatus from, I want to say just general in life, so I could get myself together. And I'm going to let my doggy out. Just so I could get myself together in general, because I was so unsure about my ability to make any decisions at all. So don't do that to yourself. Don't listen to that voice in your head. You gotta trust yourself. And I love this one. It says, I go forward with light and a happy heart. So again, I think this must be the challenge deck here. But yes, we all have challenges. We all have sadness. We all have some sorrow. We all have, have things that we have to cope with. But the main thing is that, again, things are, close my door a little more, but things are happening for you, and things are not against you. And so once you realize that challenges are being sent to you to help you grow, you can go forward with a light and a happy heart, because you know that God is on your side and everything is going to be fine. And so that's a really important thing. I closed my door a little more. It's kind of loud, but yeah. So no matter what happens, always have joy, always have happiness in your heart. Be happy that God is bringing you challenges, and that life is bringing you challenges as opportunities to grow. And those are, it's really, really, just part of life. I mean, how fun would it be to do the same thing over every day? Ugh. Who wants to do that? So this one says, I have the power to overcome any challenges that I face. So some challenges are very heavy. Sick loved one. There's so many things. I mean, things that, make you sad, bad habits you have. I mean, just all kind of things. But the power for you to overcome those challenges is prayer. And if you pray and ask God for guidance, and don't go around asking your friends, oh, what should I do? La, la, la. Because if you have friends who have not been through that or have a unsuccessful track record, then chances are you're going to get some bad advice, and you might end up making a terrible decision. But you know what? If you pray, you can overcome any challenges that you face. Just ask for God's guidance, and you'll see. He'll provide a way. He'll provide an answer. But you have to open your eyes, because sometimes God will present us with answers, and we don't see them. I see this a lot with my friends. They don't see the answers because it's not what they want to hear, because it's not the solution they feel is the right solution. So of course, we're all looking for our way that suits us in our life, and nothing is on our time. It's on God's time. Sometimes God lets us have the wheel and lets us make a decision, and then you're like, gosh, maybe I should have just let God be in control of that. And sometimes we're allowed to be crash test dummies and have to pay for our errors and our mistakes, not in a fatal way like that, but enough to let you know that you have to let go of that will sometime and let God. That is honest to God truth. So I love this one. This is one of my favorites. It says, I am willing to experience abundance, peace, and joy. So I know a lot of people, a lot of people, including myself at one time, where life was going good. But in the back of my mind, the devil, darkness, whatever you want to call it, was there telling me, something's going to happen. Shoe's going to drop. You're going to be unhappy. You trusted God. Look what He got you. So I was unwilling to let go and allow myself to experience abundance, peace, and joy, because I didn't think I was worth it, because I didn't think that God would ever forgive me for the mistakes that I made and the bad choices that I made when I took the wheel and decided I was the boss of my life and I was going to just drive that car any way I wanted. Oh, I got to, all right. But guess who had to clean up after the wreck? Me. Yep. And it's easier to not have to do that. Come on. There you go. It's easier to not have to deal with the cleanup than to just pull over to the side of the road and go, Lord, I know this is in your hands, and please show me what to do here. But once you do that, your ability to accept abundance and peace and joy that are going to come your way, you're going to learn, I'm worthy. I deserve these things. God is sending these things to me. I accept these gifts. I am a receiver of gifts. But also, I want to tell you too that along with receiving gifts like that, you need to learn to give as well. Giving abundance and peace and joy and helping people find their way on their path is super important too. But when things happen to you in your life, you're told in your ear, you're not worth it. Why would God give you anything? Why would you have any joy or abundance? Abundance? What? There's a lot of negative talk that can filter into your head and mess you up. So don't listen to that. Say, I'm a Christ follower. I I deserve to experience abundance and peace and joy. That's what God made me for. And be willing to accept that. But you got to love yourself first. That's a part that you got to get to. Realize that God loves you that much that He's extending those things to you, giving you those things. So I love this one. It says, I am surrounded by support, care, and love. So I have very good friends that I love so much, that have helped me out of a very foggy zone, in my life. My friends know who they are, and but I so appreciate them and love them, and they've shown me that God really is the only way out of most of what happens, and that I could lean on them for support. I didn't ever want to open and just dump everything on their lap. I had to figure out some things for myself, but they were always there, willing to give me the God portion that I needed, that I was missing for many years. I turned my back on God for many, many years and said, God doesn't love me. Why would He love somebody like me? Yeah, and that's the devil talking to you. That's the evil darkness, the one who wants to tear your soul out of you and keep you down, because the darkness doesn't want you to ascend and become a light being, or become a healer, or to become, somebody who cares about other people. They don't want that, so everything's done to really, keep you down. So just remember that when you're hearing that talking in your head, that it's not real. It's lies. It's lies to keep you down. So you have to kind of recalibrate, pray a lot, Learn to love yourself. Spend some time with you. That'll help you a lot. And this one keeps popping up, so I'm just going to do it. It says, I'm resilient and adaptable to changes. So yes, life is full of changes. We as humans do not like to change. We like everything in our little box, our time schedule, no flexibility. And I understand that, people who have jobs and things like that have to have that routine. Families, you got to have routines. But like in my case, I'm blessed because I am retired. And so I get my time, a lot of it to me, but I'm still very productive. I still plan my days. And, when it comes time for me to change or adapt, I'm willing to do that. Because when you are willing to do that, it means you're willing to grow. If you stay all wrapped up in your little box, no growth is going to happen there. So be willing to take challenges on, to accept it and conquer it. Pray about it a lot. That helps. I love this one that says, I create a serene and peaceful inner space. This is so important to me. This is what really helped me kind of get my headspace straight. If you come home and it's chaos, your house is a wreck, kids are running around, you didn't tie up loose ends from yesterday, and you just come home, pop a beer, drink a glass of wine, sit on the couch and just waste your time, or you're scrolling, you're not present. You're not present. There are so many things that you can do, to be present in your life. But creating a serene and peaceful inner space. You hear my music? Even when I leave my house, might seem strange to some people, but I leave that music on because I want my house to be happy. I want my place to be a place of serenity. And when I open my door, I want that peace and serenity to welcome me into my home, into my space. And that's really, really something, I'm always burning candles. I have music on. I always have stuff going on that creates that sense of peacefulness and serenity, and that, it's a place I want to be. So create that space for you. It's super important. Do the best you can. And if you live a very busy life, it's a good idea to create a zone that you can go, read your book, listen to some audiobook, where you can do some you time, journal, pray. A lot of stuff. But create a zone like that you can escape the world. Because if you don't do that and you just go straight into a routine of watching TV, or just, start dealing with the chaos, listening to the news, you're going to have a lot of chaos that you're dealing with. Your cortisol is never going to go down. You're always going to be in a high stress flight or fright mode. Not good for your body. Creates stress. It creates dis-ease. So you want a place where you feel the ease when you open that door and you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad to be home. Super important. So just my little take on that. So here's another one. It says, I trust my inner wisdom to guide me towards peace. So we all learn lessons, and we all have made decisions that we wished we hadn't made. And so our inner wisdom is that voice that speaks, that says, maybe you don't want to make that decision again. Maybe you don't want to go out and have that drink with your friends, or maybe you don't want to, there's so many different things. I could go on and on, but a lot of it's really personal, not just me, but with other people that I know that choose vices or diversionary tactics is what I call it. because they don't know how to deal with all the pressure, you know. And if you never sit with yourself and you never reevaluate things, you're never going to learn the wisdom in the mistakes or the challenges, as I like to call them, that come your way. You're going to always be ignoring it and moving on and creating the next new disaster. Don't do that. Again, I love this card. It says, I trust my inner wisdom, which means you've been there, you've done that, to guide me towards peace, which is don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, figure out something else to do. Hopefully you have a hobby, a book, read the Bible, pray, listen to music, go sit in your garden. You know, there's lots of things that you can do to not do something that's going to be damaging for you later on down the road, something that you'll have to undo, right? So I love this one. It says, I trust I can handle whatever comes my way, or whatever comes in my way. It sounds like these cards are repeating themselves. Must be the challenge deck. But again, we all have challenge. We all have change. Changes are lessons coming our way. And so you trust that you can do that, but also, do you have a relationship with God? Are you praying about things? Don't jump on the horn when something comes on and start with your friends, oh my God, what should I do? Blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, your business is all over the place, and you end up collecting little bits and pieces of bad advice. Some nice thunder coming our way. But the thing to do is you've got to trust that you can handle anything that comes your way. But the main thing is prayer, self-reflection, really looking at things that you've done, learn those lessons, and you'll gain that wisdom, and you'll gain that trust that, with yourself. I love this one. It says, I am grateful for the peace that resides within me. So peace takes a while to develop. It takes practice. It takes inner reflection and inner seeking yourself out. You can't have peace if you are not forgiving people, if you're harboring resentment, if you are gossiping, if you are doing things that are harmful to you or others. You're not going to get peace. The only way to do that is to kind of clean your corner. And when you do that, you're going to be able to enjoy the peace that will reside within you. But if you have ugly things inside of you, peace is not going to come. You will not have peace. Pray to God, ask for forgiveness, clean up your corner, clean up your stuff. And then when you do, you're going to see peace will flood into your life. It really, really will. So it says here, I love this one too. I am surrounded by a sense of tranquility. So I am. I'm not going to say that I never get upset. I do. But tranquility is my jam. It is. Because I lived my life in high emotion states and times and in situations that I created. I created those things. And it was because of my inability or my unwillingness to look to see what was going on. And so I had no tranquility. It says you surround yourself with a sense of tranquility. Again, just like the card right before it, you can't have that if you don't clean up the things that are keeping you from feeling your tranquility, which is forgiveness, which is cleaning up things in your life that you know that you need to clean up and stop doing. Praying to God, ask God for tranquility, and it'll come. But I think mostly through self-awareness and forgiveness, that's where tranquility comes from. and just go in that direction and it'll happen for you. But it does take time. It's not something you go, okay, well, I feel tranquil now, because that's not how it works. It took me a long time to build my tranquility, but I built it with a relationship with God. I really did. So I love this that says, I choose to let go of whatever I cannot control. Things that you can't control. Your past. You can't control your past. You can't control other people. Some situations you can't control. Sometimes they just have to unfold in front of you. The one thing that you can control is yourself, is how you stand in that moment, how you bounce back. But you cannot allow yourself to go back. If you go back, now I'm not saying that you can't go into the life before, where you've made mistakes and ask for forgiveness. I consider that moving forward. But you can't have stuff like that happen, and you can't stay in those moments, because those moments will destroy you. So you've got to let go of whatever you cannot control. You've got to let go of your past. Yes, past is painful. You got to face it. You got to deal with it. You got to sweep it up, put it in that garbage bag. And then, you've got to move forward. Ask God to forgive you so that you don't repeat those mistakes again. So I'm going to turn the camera off for part 1, and I will be doing part 2 in just a minute, okay?